Jeremy Flores is about to take on Julian Wilson. Julian, a finalist here, just back in 2015.
Well, he's a semifinalist even last year too, right? I mean, so this guy has some great results and loves this type of wave.
Jeremy, on the other hand, chasing his best finish in this contest. Hasn't been past the 5th round here in this event just yet.
Well, they had started way up the line. I mean, they literally at the top of the point here. The first wave going to Jeremy Flores in his exchange here. But again, he's been able to mix it up as well. I mean, he's got himself several different style of carves, and this wave will have to showcase that. Again, there, 3 different maneuvers: the barrel, the snap, the layback, and then there, the cutback. So again, sets up the inside. This one hugging the point. This is the kind of wave you want to have to start off your heat. Look at that, just holding the rail throughout the entire maneuver, and then a snapping maneuver, trying to find the barrel through this impossible section. He sees it's going to happen at some point, and that's that forecasting and looking for it a little bit too much maybe, because you feel like it's going to happen in there, and you got to go for it, but it's deception. It's deceiving to see. Now we've got Julian Wilson on his first wave. He had just a 1.5 to get him a throwaway. This is the first one where he's down far enough down the point to pick up a nice big wall, but look at this section. Cannot help yourself but pull in, enjoy the view, straight offshore conditions, and they're mixing it up. So again, all these surfers understanding what is needed.
Here
so
at Jeffreys Bay, I hope the waves keep coming, but right now we've got priority with Julian Wilson. He's going to take this first wave.
We'll see what happens, because he did take the first wave, and there is another one behind it.
Little arc off the top to get started. Digging in a little harder on that second move, pacing himself. So 3 decent turns already, and the best of the wave yet to come as he draws hard through that last hack. Sets up a barrel on the inside, super deep. He's not going to find the exit. 19.5 minutes to go outside. Jeremy Flores is taking off very deep at the moment, but he will get back out onto this green wall. So chasing it for some time before letting go of that first turn. Now driving up into the lip. A really smooth hit. Generating a lot of speed through that maneuver. The wave flattens out for a moment before unloading here on the inside section. So Jeremy just goes through some little S-bends. A bit of foam on the face, but does well to let go of a pretty quality turn there before kicking out on the inside. 19 minutes to go.
Well, that was a substantially bigger wave. Hard to tell watching the screen, but if you were watching live, you'd realize that that was substantially bigger than Julian's wave. So, you know, does that factor in? Again, loving the angle of this wave, so it was really hard for him not to take it and paddle over the top of it, because he knows that this one's going to build and stay right on the reef. There's a nice arc, again, carrying a lot of speed through the maneuver. And today you'd say that, you know, you want to see guys kind of draw their lines out, but he has the ability to draw those lines out, but carry a lot more speed. And then this was unfortunate, because that section there, you really could have seen him finish that ride. We would say we'd probably see another 8. But again, a substantially bigger wave. Had to wait to get started on it, but some beautiful arcs on that outside section. That was a tough one, because that flat spot came up through, but this section here, beautiful arc. I mean, that's money. Back to this inside, he was just, at this point, he's like going, okay, please, barrel for me. But it ran into frothy water, so it wasn't going to hit that section. Still fairly high tide right now, but he does well in the potholes. You know, he was able to turn through it fairly well, and he'll execute some points here at the end of it. So another pretty good even exchange, but I feel like it's going to be edged towards Jeremy.
Here we go, live action. Julian out the back once again. Jeremy's there too. Has a look at this section. Ducks under that curtain. Drives out onto the open face now. Draws that turn out. Up into the pocket of the wave once again. Big speed carves off the top. Wilson looking for a steeper wall so he can start to mix things up. Sets up the tube on the inside though, and punches through the curtain as the wave tries to clamp on him. This wave's holding open now though, and he goes into the second section, still rolling through this one. The hands go up. He's given himself a 10-point ride.
That's right.
Older brother Bart on hand too.
He looks
they
good in
are
purple.
Celebrating.
I mean, you look at the size of this wave, too. We'll look at the size. I mean, way out on top of the point. He took off very deep. He made sure that he was going to take off on this outside section. Beautiful arc here. Look at this. Big canvas. Just arcs it all the way through. Again, carrying a ton of speed throughout the entire maneuver. And then he sets up this inside section going, okay, wait. I will pull right in. The second barrel section, though, is money. Look at that. Just a little check fade into it. And then 3 double into that double section. And, of course, comes out. And that's it. Give me 10. That's what I want. Well,
let's have a look at it from here, Pete. From the water, it's going to look insane.
well, and that's that first section. So well timed to be able to load it up. Then the check fade to get into the second section. This is the double section where he disappears almost, and he rides the foam ball. Again, when you know you're riding foam ball and you come out, that's when you know that it's a deep barrel. Again, this is where his timing is impeccable. He sets it up, just loads up off the bottom. He wasn't projecting off the bottom. He's actually sloughing speed off the bottom because he wants to pull into that. And then again, goes through, and then that second section, he had to do a little pump up to it. That's where the forehand, having the forehand advantage in the barrel. It doesn't happen very often, and it seems to be happening now.
Now, there's a lot of support for South African surfing. I think when you have an athlete doing as well as Jordy Smith has done, and then you have young guys bubbling up like Michael February, Dale Staples, it certainly creates this energy and excitement throughout the population and throughout the media.
And obviously a big wave world champion too in Grant Twiggy Baker. But at the moment, Jeremy Flores is trying to fight his way out of combination. He needs an 8.28 to do that. And that wave's going to shut down on the inside. Jeremy clearly frustrated. He wants to get one of those magic waves of his own.
Well, he's probably riding very similar equipment to what Julian is riding. Same shaper with JS Industries, Jason Stevenson, with a rounded pintail. I mean, one of the things that Jeremy has done is honed in his equipment under his feet, and it's really improved his surfing throughout the entire season. We take a look on this outside section. Nice size set. This heat has been pumping the surf. I love that layback to bring the arm forward. Again, trying to show points of difference and doing different rotations with the upper body. Jeremy, one of the best at his technique in using that upper body to carve through his maneuvers. Beautiful there. That was just full arc when you see he's pointing his port nose straight up and arcing through the entire maneuver. Anytime you can hold the rail for the longest amount of time possible and have the maneuver be functional and carry speed throughout it. I mean, here again, look, as he eyes it up, goes up, and this is going to be a carve, but he tries to get his board as vertical as possible before the maneuver. But see the technique there where he has the arm back and then brings it all the way forward through the maneuver. I mean, it's using G-forces. It's hard to do to actually have your body when you're laid out like that to bring that front arm and not have it look functional, or have it look functional, which is what he's done. I mean, there's one turn here. I love the arc. I think it's the turn after this. But you can see, how's the anticipation eyeing up the sections? I mean, keeping your eyes on the wall in front of you, absolutely important.
I mean, they've all got faith in their first and second choice equipment, but there is a little mental hurdle to overcome there as Julian takes off on a medium-sized ride, just looking to feel out this piece of equipment. 40 seconds to go. A wave this size, it's unlikely this ride will go into his top two. But he is looking tack sharp. It's a bit of a leg burner after the run around. And he can really just enjoy his time between rounds. A well-earned victory, a 10-point ride, and 8.27 will be his top-scoring rides. 15 seconds remaining here. Julian Wilson is on his way to the fourth round. What a heat that's going to be, too. Heat 3 of round 4. Jordy Smith, Felipe Toledo, and Julian Wilson.
Wow.
Super heat.
I mean, those were all event contenders by a long shot.